So this video is going to be the second instalment of the mobile carping series I'm bringing to the channel. I've been asked quite a few times on YouTube, also Facebook, messaging, also Instagram, that sort of thing, sort of across social media, what I have in my bag and what I take. Obviously, being a mobile angler, certain things you have to have, and there's also quite a lot of things you don't need to have, and it's sort of what you take, essentially what the essential items that you take with you, and what kit have I got in the bag. So I thought I'd show you. I use a Nash Patrol pack, the Nash SL Patrol pack. I've just got it down next to me here, and I'm going to just sort of show you inside it and sort of what kit I do take with me. Hopefully doing it in this way you're going to be able to see alright. So this side I've got quite a large sort of main compartment. Let's open up that. So in there, this big gap here, there's a big gap here. That's where the SLR goes, which I'm currently filming with at the moment. But that basically sits in on there. I've got a catty just chucked in there in case I need it. Just on the top here, in case I need to get to this one, I've got my basically this is my like hook sharpening kit. I've got like my jag vise. I've got some springer arms for the indicators in case I have to fish at distance. A couple of files. I've also got some marker pens for colouring in different bits of hook length material, that sort of thing, in case I feel like camoing anything up a bit more, you know, basically just for those little touches, sharpening up your hooks, getting the hook points nice and sharp, and sort of camoing up all your rig end tackles. So that's sort of what that bit's for. I just got those chucked in there just to protect them. Sounder box. Obviously need that a lot of the time. I don't like anyone really hearing if I get any bites or anything. I don't like to sort of be too obvious. I try and stay quite inconspicuous. I tend to have the sound on the bite alarms actually down low so you can't hear them, and just have the sounder box in my pocket just so that I can hear when they go off if I'm not sort of watching at a time. I've got a Deeper Pro Plus just in there as and when I need that. I've got a pair of polarizers to take these all year round. Essential bit of kit. These are the Fox ones. I've got 3 different lenses, awesome bit of kit, but I take these all year round. You never know, even at this time of year I spend so much time, it's been winter now, I spend so much time looking around trying to find fish. These are essential bit of kit all year round. This is my night light, so this is, as you can see, quite bright. This is basically what I use for filming at night. There's quite a few of these out now, some more popular than others. This is quite a cheap one off of eBay. It was about 20 quid, I think. It takes quite a few batteries, it's quite heavy. I believe it takes 6 AAs, which means it is quite a heavy bit of kit, but when you're doing your filming, especially at night, you want to get good shots. It's also great for night photography, lighting up different objects. Use a retainer sling or anything like that. I don't really agree with any of that sort of thing. I mean, you put the fish for enough stress, bringing it in, netting it, and having a photo. I don't believe you should then leave it in a retainer sling until it gets light. I don't think it's fair. Just let the thing go, let it get on with its day. I've got a mini tripod here. This is a mini extending one. It does extend quite long, and it does lock as well. Again, this is a nice buy off of eBay. Pretty cheap this was. Can't remember exactly how much it was. Probably around 20 quid, something like that. I use this from a GoPro a lot of the time. I've got the GoPro mount on there. I can sort of set it up, move it around different places. I can use either the GoPro 3 Plus, 3 Black, whatever it's called, or I can use the GoPro Session on that. So that's really handy for obviously filming as well. So I've got that one in there as and when I need it. This is my tackle bag. Yeah, that is literally all the tackle I take with me in terms of sort of rig tying and sort of end tackle. I don't really use a lot of end tackle. I use the same thing pretty much all year round. That goes in there, just tucked around the back. Got my rod licenses, tabs, that sort of thing, tickets and that. This here, this is an airtight container. This is basically all my electrics. So what I've got in here, spare SD cards. I've got a power bank. I can use this for charging up my phone, charging up the GoPros. Anything electrical that has a USB connection, I can pretty much charge up with this. Got my GoPro Session. I've got my other GoPro in there, the 3 Plus Black. Got that in there. just tucked in there. I don't actually always keep them in there. I sometimes even just keep them in my pocket as and when I need them. But I've got them in there. I've then got like a couple of different wires for charging stuff up, spare batteries for the SLR, got the waterproof casing for the GoPro. I've got spare batteries for the GoPro. Just a bit of bits and bobs. I don't always take this, but generally speaking, I do sort of have it in there as and when I need it. When you're doing filming, you do tend to get through a few batteries and stuff like that, so it does pay to sort of have it. But yeah, that's that. And that's pretty much that section. There is actually quite a bit more space when that's in there to get other stuff, but generally speaking, that's pretty much all I take. Sometimes I might take the odd different thing depending on where I'm going, but generally speaking, that's sort of my main bit of gear. I won't put it in there now. I'll show you. So this is the freezer bag section of this this part of it, and basically all I've got in here is my bait, rig bits, hook baits, that sort of thing, ready to go. So this is sort of when I get there. This is sort of what I dive straight into. So I've got some chods. This is my chod bin tied up, ready to go. I am very much a boilie angler nowadays. So I've got I've actually set this up to go out. So I've got about 2 kilos of bait there bagged up. So yeah, 2 kilos of bait. I've got my chods here. This is my little box with rig bits in. I've got a lighter, bait and needles, string, splicing needle, hair stops, that sort of stuff. That all stays in there, easy to hand, so that I can also get baits tied on quick. I've got like a bait spray. In case I need something like that. A couple of pots of pop-ups. These are some different ones I've been trying out lately. These are my more familiar pop-ups I tend to use. I've got a couple, literally 2 lots of pop-ups, that's all I take. I don't have like 20 lots of pop-ups, I don't need it. In here I've got some pre-tied leaders. These are lead-free leaders, pre-tied. One of the venues I've been fishing lately, not fishing very far out, just got some 1 ounce leads all ready to go on there. And those are all pre-tied, and what I've done is I put them in a little pot, and they're soaking in a little bit of flavour, just to give them a little boost of attraction, especially in the colder months. It really helps. Got some little wafters in there, which I tend to use in solid bags and that from time to time. And then here I've got some plastics, and that's pretty much it. A little bit of bait floss for tying on, pair of scissors, and then in here, this is another airtight container. It's my solid bag kit. So as you can see there, I've got a load of pre-tied rigs, all with the hook baits ready to go, plastic. I've got my stance PVA. Underneath I've got a load of pellet. I've got 2 or 3 solid bags tied up, ready to go. I've got my bait and needles for sort of getting stuff set up and that as and when I need it. I've got some PVA, I've got some pre-tied leaders tucked underneath. I've got my injection kit for injecting the bags with flavours. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've got in there. There's a couple of spare leads and needles in the bottom of it as well, tucked away. As you can see, everything's sort of compact. It's all done to be compact and tidy and fit in there, easy to get to. You know, the stuff I need to get to quick, like your pop-ups, your hook baits, your chod rigs and that sort of thing. When you want to get the rig rods out ready to go, it's all on the top, easy to get to, quick access. And as you can see, you know, just sort of chuck that in there, but I've still actually got plenty of space. I could probably get another kilo of bait in there. Could get a kilo of pellet probably, or 1 or 2 kilos of pellet just on top of there, compacted down, bagged up. You know, I could chuck a few more hook baits in there if I wanted to, a few other bits and bobs depending on what I'm doing. But generally speaking, that's how I fish it. If I'm going to fish something else, if I'm going to fish like some particle, corn, something like that, maybe more pellet, I probably wouldn't take as much boilie. I'd probably take a kilo of boilie out, put a kilo or 2 of pellet in there, maybe a couple of tins of corn, that sort of thing, and then I'd leave a bit more in the van. So if I need it, I can go back and get it. But I don't carry as much with me to the swim. You know, the idea is to stay mobile and light, and hunt them down and find them, as opposed to sit out and bait them. So you don't tend to need as much bait. I tend to do a lot more pre-baiting of swims. I tend to, like my syndicate, I tend to do a lot of pre-bait in areas. So when I'm turning up, I only need a kilo or 2. I don't need stacks of bait because I've been pre-baiting it over time, and the bait's already out there. They've already fed on it. They're not looking for me to put loads out to feed them. I'm essentially looking for quick bites on quick sessions. Anyway, that's that part of it. So on the side I've got these 2 additional pouches, just to give myself a little bit more room. And what I've got in these, in this one, I keep a torch tucked on the top, just because it's easy to get to. But I've also got a secondary rig board. This is a custom rig board which I've made to fit in the bag, to basically make the most of the space. And it's literally a piece of Tupperware I found in a shop. It was like a hobby craft shop, and I basically made up my own little rig boards out of some sort of foam. This is from basically a lot of my bottom bait fishing. As you can see, I've just got the rigs all sort of tied up in there, some actual solid bag pop-up rigs there, and on the bottom here I've got my main sort of bottom bait rigs. These tend to be used more in the warmer months. I tend to fish a lot of pop-up fishing at this time of year, chod, stiff hinge rigs, that sort of thing, over a light scattering of bait. And then generally when it warms up and the fish are feeding a lot more, I tend to use sort of bigger areas of bait with sort of straight bottom baits out the bag. There's another little bit there. I tend to put like sort of leftover bits and stuff in this one here, but obviously there's a bit more room for storage if needed. And that literally goes on that side, and there's the torch that just tucks in the top, so it's easy to get to. And then on this side I have got, this here is my little Zig case. So I've basically got these colour coded little winders in here, and each one is a different length of Zig. So obviously these are all pre-tied, they're ready to go. I tend to get 2 or 3 on one of these, so they're all ready to go. I haven't got to mess around tying stuff up when I need it on the bank. I've also got a little tub in here. As you can see, it's a tiny little tub, just with my little plastics, little bits of foam, that sort of stuff to go on the actual zigs themselves. They're all in a little bit of a glug in there, just flavoured up. I've got some, actually one of the venues I've been fishing is quite open. I've been using some 9-pound N gauge because it's really light and really subtle, but I've got a little bit of N gauge in there just in case I do need to tie up any more. And that's basically that, you know, that's all I need for some zig fishing. Additional to that, at the bottom of here, I've got this tube, and this tube, funny enough, has got my zig stuff in it. So I've basically got all my adjustable zig floats. So these are the Nash ones. I find these to be, I preferred, I've used the Fox ones quite a bit and they are good, but I find these are a little bit more simple. I've got a couple of sizes of each in there, just depending on the range I'm fishing. But yeah, these have got my zig floats. I do love zig fishing, especially at this time of year. So I've got those in there. So as you can see, it's quite a small bag, but it's got a load of stuff in it. It's the way you pack it that makes a difference. You've got to sort of, if you're looking at lightning you go down, you've got to kind of lay out what you've got, think about what you need, think about the venues you use, think about the tactics you use. I mean, I'm very much a sort of couple of tactic kind of guy. I love fishing boilies, so I tend to fish chods, stiff hinges, maybe little subtle pop-up rigs over the top of a spread of boilies. Generally speaking, in the summer I do like to use big, heavy, straight bottom baits because they don't tend to get used as much. I love my solid bag fishing. I always have a little tub with some solid bags in there. If I need more, if I'm going to a venue where I'm predominantly going to be using solid bags, then I take a separate bucket. It tends to be venues like your linear fisheries, Farlows, those kind of big venues where I can then go to the barrow and I can take more kit with me. But when I'm fishing sort of light mobile style like this, I don't need a huge amount of gear. I'm not looking at I'm not fishing a venue where I'm going to be 3 rods to a spot at sort of 80-90 yards, putting a lot of bait in, getting multiple takes. I'm fishing for 1 or 2 bites on your sort of smaller venues, your park lake venues, sort of overgrown sort of venues where they don't get so much attention. That's my style of fishing, that's what I like doing. You've kind of got to design your kit around the fishing you do. A lot of anglers who do well, all their kit's based around what they're good at doing, and they fish the venues that they enjoy fishing. Everything's based around targeting those kind of venues. And if you can do that, then you only take with you what you need. So you leave a lot of the crap that you think you need which you never end up using at home, or you know, you can set it off, get rid of it and clear it out. But there you go, that's basically it inside of the main part of my bag. Now, additional to this, if I'm doing a night, I would say as well on the top, I normally put my, there's some straps on here. I put my tripod, and then my unhooking mat actually straps to the top of it as well, just to show that, but my tripod actually straps across the top of here. Now the second half of the bag is this one. It's basically the same thing, but it's just one big compartment. On this bag you've actually got some ports on the side as well, little straps where you can put bank sticks, so if you wanted to you could essentially strap your bank sticks to the side of this, but I don't actually need to. I put them inside my my quiver. But in this one, this is basically my food kit. So in here I have a ridge monkey. Depending on the venue, depends on the size. Depending on the length of the session, depends on the size. If I'm doing a night or two, I tend to take the larger ridge monkey because I can cook sort of more in it. I tend to do pretty much all my cooking with one of these now. I don't take like a pan, like a saucepan or any of that sort of stuff anymore. I just take a ridge monkey and I can pretty much cook everything I need in this. It's so easy, it's easy to clean, it's faster to cook, you know, so it's spotless inside. And it saves a lot of hassle and a lot of messing around. It's just a really efficient, quick way of cooking when you're out fishing. Right, these are basically these are the Fox Camo Light bags, which go in the barrow. Now, as I was just saying, on some venues I use my barrow, so I've got a Fox Camo Light, the Fox Explorer barrow, which is what these are designed to go in. And on some venues I do use that. On places where I'm going for like sort of a couple of nights, or I'm fishing a lot of bait, probably staying in one swim, not moving as much, or where you've got to walk quite a long way to get to the swim, I do tend to use the barrow if the situation dictates I can use it. It's easy. It's, at the end of the day, it's easier to use a barrow than it is to carry your gear. I mean, everything's on the barrow. It takes all the weight. It's so much easier. You don't get as tired. It's a lot more efficient. But some venues I fish, I have to carry my gear just because of the nature of the venue. You physically can't barrow around. But I generally do like to use the barrow if I can. So I have got these, which turns out fit perfectly inside this bag, which is great because it means I can quite easily transfer these from barrow to bag, depending on the venue I'm going to, without having to take any kit out and moving it around into anything else. It is a really, really handy way of having it set up. So in this one, I've not actually got anything in here at the moment, I don't think. In this one, as you can see, these are freezer bags. So in this one, I normally have the food. At the moment, I've got a couple of apples, and this is a hard case for eggs. I do tend to take eggs when I go out. I love eggs. And this is a hard case. It basically stops them getting damaged. You can put them in there, and it protects them. So I've got that in there ready for when it's loaded. But as you can see, you can get quite a lot of food in there, more than enough for a couple of nights. To be honest, I've easily fished out of this for a couple of nights with plenty of food. So that's like my food bag. That's essentially my food bag where all that goes. And they literally just slot straight in there, perfectly. And then on the other side, funny enough, I've got my brew kit. I'm not actually much of a tea drinker. I'm more of a coffee drinker, so I got a couple of lots of coffee. These are all designed to sort of slot inside. As you can see, that slots inside the mug, saves a bit of space. So I've got my kettle down here. It's just one of the Fox Camo Light ones. Got my little stove, again that's the little Fox one. This normally has my milk in it. I don't use loads of milk. I can drink coffee black, I like it black, so I don't tend to take too much milk with me. Lighter, got a spork as my cutlery. I always take a spray just to use on the ridge monkey, just to stop it sticking too much and damaging it. Gas, I've got some little sachets of like tomato sauce, a couple of sachets of oats in case I want anything extra to eat. Got a pack of tissues in there, bottle opener and that sort of thing in case I take anything that I need to use that with. And that's pretty much my tea kit. That other thing, I do sometimes take the odd. There's still quite a bit of space to put some other stuff in there if needed. As you can see, you know, there's plenty of extra room in there if I need to put anything else in there. And to be honest, that's pretty much it. As you can see, when you pack it down, just to show you, all I do is get the Rich Monkey and then literally just lay it on the top, and it fits in there easy. You just zip it up and it fits in there easy like that. And that's it. There you go. And if you know this bag, you know that basically these two clip together. I'm not going to show you exactly now, but they clip together like that. They form one big. Right, so that was a look, quite an in-depth look into what I keep in my bag. But I've been asked it by quite a few people, so I just thought I'd show you all. I hope it helped. Again, have a look at your own gear, spread it all out on the floor. Really have a hard think about, do you need 10 lots of pop-ups? Do you need a big tackle box full of loads of different gear? Do you really use all those different hook links? Do you need to carry 20 leads? Fine line between being prepared and planning and overburdening yourself and over-preparing and taking too much kit. Anyway, I hope this helped. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button up here to subscribe to the channel. Give it a like if you liked it. And I'll see you all again soon. Until then, thanks for watching, and get out there and catch a few.